Welcome back to the action. We kick things off today with massive news shaking the MMA world. Jorge Masvidal is calling Sean Strickland a Hall of Famer and an all-time great after his incredible performance at UFC 328. We dive into the details of how Strickland's recent victories against fighters like Khamzat Chimaev and Israel Adesanya have put him squarely in the conversation for the highest honors in the sport. Get ready for some serious accolades.
Never get caught with a dead phone again. This INIU portable charger is compact, travel-friendly, and gives you fast 45-watt charging with a built-in USB-C cable, so there's no need to carry extra cords. With 10,000 mAh power, it's perfect for busy days, trips, emergencies, or anytime your battery drops too low. Grab yours on Amazon through the link in the comments before your phone hits 1%.
Next up, we look at the upcoming matchups on the card. Marvin Vettori is gearing up for a serious challenge when he takes on Ismail Nadeev at UFC Fight Night 280 in Baku. Vettori is on a losing streak, trying to turn things around against this rising middleweight contender, and we break down everything we know about this crucial fight. Now for some intense drama outside the cage. Ronda Rousey has gone scorched earth on UFC Chief Business Officer Hunter Campbell, unleashing some serious heat over his dismissive attitude. We examine the explosive comments Rousey made regarding Campbell's behavior and what this means for the future of the organization. And finally, we turn to the rivalry heating up between Sean Strickland and Khamzat Chimaev. With Strickland having secured another win, former opponent Nasruddin Imavov is now looking to set up a direct rematch for the middleweight title. Will the UFC give Chimaev an immediate shot? And what does this mean for the division? Stay with us for the full breakdown. Middleweight champion Sean Strickland has stunned the MMA world once again by defeating Khamzat Chimaev to capture the UFC middleweight title at UFC 328, held at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. The victory marks a significant milestone for Strickland, who now holds a record over Chimaev, Israel Adesanya, Nasruddin Imavov, Paulo Costa, Anthony Hernandez, and Brendan Allen. Jorge Masvidal has praised Strickland's career trajectory, suggesting that Strickland's resume is worthy of Hall of Fame recognition. Masvidal stated that Strickland's performances prior to winning the belt were remarkable, noting that he demonstrated a clear upward trajectory, improved his finishing ability, and successfully differentiated his fighting style. Masvidal highlighted that Strickland has defeated both established and emerging talent, including opponents he might not have expected to overcome. Strickland's achievement follows two major title fight upsets in UFC history, having dethroned both Adesanya and Chimaev. Marvin Vettori is set to face Ismail Nadeev at UFC Fight Night 280, scheduled for June 27 in Baku Crystal Hall, Azerbaijan. The matchup pits Vettori against the rising middleweight Nadeev in what could be a significant moment for Vettori. Vettori, 32, enters the bout on a challenging trajectory, currently on a 4-fight losing streak that includes a decision loss to Bruno Ferreira at UFC 323 in December. His last victory came against Roman Dolidze at UFC 286 in March 2023. Ismail Nadeev, 25, is looking to make a mark in his second UFC run, currently holding a 4-3 record. Nadeev has shown resilience, rebounding from a loss to Junyong Park with a first-round knockout victory over Ryan Loder at UFC Fight Night 265 in November. The card for UFC Fight Night 280 features a stacked lineup, including several high-profile bouts. Other notable matchups on the card include Rafael Fiziev versus Manuel Torres, Shara Magomedov against Mitchell Pereira, Ikram Aliskerov versus Bruno Ferreira, Asu Almabayev versus Charles Johnson, Julius Walker versus Abdul Rahman Yakiv, Bekzet Almakin versus Jean Matsumo, Abuz Magomedov versus Mikhail Oksiaksuk, Daniel Dinchenko versus Andreas Gustafsson, Tyrell Fortune versus Rizvan Kuniev, Matthias Camillo versus Nazem Sadikov, Andrei Puliev versus Nursultan Ruzabov, Farman Hassanov versus Eric Nalan, and the main event featuring Ismail Nadeev versus Marvin Vettori. Ronda Rousey launched a scathing attack on UFC Chief Business Officer Hunter Campbell, labeling him a chauvinist prick and threatening his career. The comments came amidst Rousey's highly anticipated return to MMA following a decade-long retirement, where she faced Gina Carano in the main event of the inaugural MVP MMA card in Inglewood, California. Rousey expressed deep frustration over Campbell's dismissive attitude, claiming he sought to diminish the value of her and Carano as fighters. Rousey detailed specific instances where Campbell undermined the women's division, questioning their capabilities based on weight class, which she found deeply offensive. She characterized Campbell's view as treating female fighters as glorified bum fights. Rousey also cited a strained personal history, noting that Campbell's defense of power slap, which Rousey's mother had previously supported, was unsupportive. In a heated exchange, Rousey directly challenged Campbell, stating, "I'm F***seeking coming for your job," and advised him to keep trying to fail upwards. This confrontation highlights significant tension between Rousey and key UFC leadership figures. UFC champion Sean Strickland has publicly called out a former opponent, suggesting a rematch could be the next major title fight, particularly if Khamzat Chimaev is not immediately given a shot at reclaiming the middleweight belt. This speculation follows Strickland's recent victory over Chimaev at UFC 328, which marked Chimaev's first loss of his career to win the 185 pounds title for the second time. Despite the potential for a Chimaev rematch, Boers has indicated intentions to move up to light heavyweight following a challenging weight cut preceding UFC 328. However, contender Nasruddin Imavov is actively positioning himself for a showdown with Strickland. Imavov, ranked number 3, has been aggressively pursuing a rematch. Strickland's comments on the dynamic between the fighters suggest a history of friction, stating, "They say I take things too personally. Damn right. Religion, family, nation, these aren't marketing to me. Every insult comes with a price. You'll pay for it. No happy ending." Imavov has established himself as a serious contender, accumulating 5 consecutive wins and recently securing a unanimous decision over KO Boralho, a fight widely considered a potential title eliminator. Strickland's path to a potential second middleweight reign against Chimaev hinges on the UFC's decision regarding the direction of the rivalry, especially given past criticisms regarding how the fighters have interacted within the octagon.